Hey team, this is Elizabeth. So I wanted to come in here today and just share with you guys some quick tips on the invitation process, which has been updated for us, thankfully. And I am so grateful for this update because I know that many times as a new coach or even as a veteran coach, we struggle with the invitation process. And there are many different ways to do the invitation process. But what I love about this updated version is that it gives three parts to the invitation process, and it breaks down every single phase of the process so that you can see where you are stuck in this process so that you get people to join you in your challenge group or in your free group or as a coach. And so what I want to do right now is share with you guys a screen. I'm going to share my screen and show you the invitation guide, which I also added into our team page on the file section. So you can grab the link and you can save it into your Evernote, in your Google Docs, wherever you save your files. Please do so right now. Take a second to pause this and save the document once you go into the team page, so that way you're not scrambling and looking for it when you need it. What I like to do with these resources is I'll print them out right away if I can, and if not, I'll make a note on a sticky note and make sure to print it out anytime Beachbody corporate or sales team or training team provides us with these resources. I make sure to take a look at them, go back and look at them again a couple times, and then I'll see where they fit into what I'm doing. Because I know that as a coach, I'm always learning and growing, and on a team, there are many different styles of learning. So even if it's not something for you, maybe it's a resource that will help one of your coaches on your team, or it will help you, improve in an area that you need for your business. So I really love this invitation process that's been updated for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that I can go over these different steps with you guys and really begin the discussion on this invitation process. Now we know that we have our 4 vital behaviors, and this specific video here, we're going to talk about the invite vital behavior, which is the second vital behavior as a Beachbody coach. Now, the first one is being a product of the product, and we also have personal development and recognition, and obviously invite is our second vital behavior as a Beachbody coach. Now, I'm a teacher at heart. I love to teach. I love to give examples. I love to break down steps so that my coaches and my team understand, what it takes or what needs to be said or what needs to be presented to, the person that we're trying to help join us. And I love this here because I know that someone at corporate has been in the teaching field, because this here truly does break it down in how I learn as a person. And I hope that this truly does help with the visuals, with the examples, and also with the different phases, that it helps you guys, improve on your invitation process, because I know that that is the important piece of connecting you with challengers into your challenge group. Without challengers, you cannot run a challenge group, and without challengers, you cannot grow as a coach, to help others. And I know that that is the biggest part of being a coach, is helping others achieve success through health and fitness. And also obviously when you have challengers who want to convert to be a coach, then we have the first 30 training for that. So again, the invitation process, you're definitely going to need to print this out or take a look at it on your own time and read through it word by word. Like I said, go back and make sure that you look at the diagrams. Make sure that you take notes, you highlight, you do what you need to do with this training guide here, because this is truly, like I said, the most important part of a coach. knowing how to invite without, forcing people to do something. So this guide is broken down into 3 sections. Nurturing your network, which is the most important part. Number 2, key inviting principles. And that means like, what are the steps you can take when you're inviting people? Who are you inviting? What are you saying? And what do you say after you go through the first principle? And then the third one, the 4 phases of effective inviting, is the forming, which that's what I know it as, is the forming stage. Whether you have, you're inviting people who you've never met before, or your warm market, which is family and friends, or it's people who are contacting you. How do you go through those? What are the 4 phases, and how are you going to connect people to a challenge pack and be a part of your challenge group? I'm telling you, these 3 sections and the diagrams that are given in this guide, amazing. And so when Kim Carver presented this to us in the Beachbody Champions page, I was like, yay, this is perfect, because I know that the invitation process isn't just reach out, talk to them, and they connect. No, we truly have to meet the needs of the customer or of the person who we're trying to, help provide a solution. They need to see the importance of this and how it's going to meet their need and motivate them before they even decide to commit. So nurturing your network, I love here because this gives a great example of what your network consists of. We have your warm market, which are family and friends, and we have a cold market. Okay, so you cannot build a successful business with your warm market, okay? Your friends and family, yes, you can help them, but they are not going to be the ones that are going to help you grow into the business that you want this to be. Some of you want to build this business and go full time. You cannot do that with your mom, brother, sister, and cousin, okay? Maybe if all of the family, cousins, uncles, nieces, grandparents, that is possible, but each one of them would have to build their business themselves in order for you to have a successful organization. So remember, we all start with our warm market. I had my husband, I had my cousins, I had some best friends, some close friends, people I knew from work, doctor's office, neighbors, old friends joined me. But to be honest with you, about 10 or 20% of them are still doing Beachbody or drinking Shakeology or doing a fitness program. So again, they're 4 years later and they are not part of my business. And that's okay, because they were there to help me gain momentum and help me on my journey, which is something that I asked from them, because that's how we grow a business. Anyone that out there in the world, if they're trying to build a business, they go to family for support. And the same thing with us in our warm market. Now, our cold market that you see here in the green area, this is where you want to be. This is where you want to expand your network, and you nurture your network by doing various things, and that is, creating an experience for them. And we have the experiences to create for them. And these are some of the experiences that you will provide to your cold market, or how to grow your cold market through fitness tips, through recipes, through clean eating tips, through fit clubs, okay? Through fit clubs, if you're local, you invite, right, people to join you. You share your fit club. You have friends and family share about your event, and you're bringing in people that you've never met before. That's a cold market. Those are not friends or family or neighbors or, people that you've worked with before. Usually when you host these experiences, you're connecting with people who are scrolling through the news feed, or by accident, saw your event and they showed up to your fit club or to your shake and share. And we also know that one of the biggest ways to expand our cold market is to run free groups. And guess what? In our Business in a Box, Module 6, we have about 30 scripts to run free groups. Now, the 5 and 7 days free groups is the best one in my opinion, to host, whether it's a crock pot group, ab and squat group, a yoga challenge group or a clean eating group or a superfoods using Shakeology group, again, that wouldn't be free because they would purchase Shakeology, but it's $20 investment versus, you know, $129.99. So these are experiences, and I call them experiences because you will be nurturing, you know, your market in these groups or at these events or through your Facebook post, and they will follow you. They will follow you because you're adding value to them. They need to know what you're all about. They want to know if they connect with you, if they enjoy your personality, if it's who they want to work with. We cannot choose who people want to work with. They will connect with you and relate to you. And this is how you expand your cold market, right? You have your warm market and your cold market. There's a huge difference between the two. And I want you guys to remember that you will not build a successful business to where you want it with your warm market. That is just the honest truth and reality. So a lot of the times the frustrations aren't, you know, that you're not inviting. It's how you're inviting, okay? And are you actually inviting your cold market? Are you growing in numbers in your friends list? And this is why a good rule of thumb, which is in here as well, is to add consistently 3 to 5 people a day to your network, new people. So if you're scrolling the news feed and you haven't added 3 to 5 new people who are not already with a coach or a customer or part of another team, then you're not expanding your cold market. Your cold market are people who you are able to invite to a group because they're not connected with a coach, or they're not a customer, or they're not part of a team. You should not be worried about connecting with other coaches. You should not be worried about working with other customers of other coaches. That is a big no-no because you don't have the time to be doing that kind of stuff. You barely have an hour to work on your business. Why would you want to spend time on working on other people's customers or coaches, or, you know, or scrolling, you know, the news feed and just connecting with coaches? That isn't going to grow your business team. So you have to really come to the realization that your time should be spent working and connecting with new people, not with, you know, your coaches on, not with, you know, your teammates on Facebook, not with other coaches on Facebook. That's a big no-no. It's a time sucker. And, you know, and it has to be, you just got to eliminate it. That's just the truth. So these are experiences you can create. Now, I love this one here, key inviting principles. A lot of times people say, well, what technique do you use? What technique do you use? The technique that you use really isn't that important. What is important is your intent. Are you more worried about the Success Club points or about helping people? And I can use a technique to connect with people, but to be honest with you, my technique is, how can I help this person? What is it that they need before I tell them anything about 21 Day Fix or Shakeology or the portion control? What do they need? What are they struggling with? What are solutions? And I'm going to get to that in a second. So the technique here, guys, you can have all the skill in the world. You can do all the training, and you can, you know, learn all kinds of stuff. You can even take a look at this and disregard the part about being sincere, and you're not going to get connections with people. If they can feel that all you want to do is throw information at them and put them into a group, you will not get them part of your group. So you truly have to be sincere about helping them, invest time in having conversations with them, and it has nothing to do with technique, nothing. It has all to do with your tone of conversation, and if you truly are there to help them, okay? So if you're skilled but lack intent, then you will come across as a salesperson chasing numbers and points. And that's exactly what that is there. Okay, so have good intentions, and you will come across as a person who truly wants to help them with the problem that they're encountering in their health and their fitness. And I know that I ask this a lot when my coaches are when my team is having difficulty, you know, helping people. It's like, well, what are their needs? What do they need? You know, do you know what they're struggling with? Do you know what, you know, if they can exercise? What kind of workouts do they like? What, you know, how much time do they have? Like, that's truly making conversations and connecting with them before you throw any solutions like 21-day fix, Shakeology, Quarter Force. Before you try to give them what kind of workout to do, we have to figure out what kind of workout do they like, what are their needs. So again, right, and that leads into, okay, so are we presenting their need and you know, and how much they truly need this, because we have a solution for them. And if you have, then they will be motivated to buy. And when we don't show them that what they need we can provide them, then they won't be motivated to buy. Why? And it explains it here. Because their change isn't strong enough, isn't bigger than the cost. That's why we get a lot of objections. And to be honest with you, this took me a while to, you know, to realize that I had to make sure that I dug deep for their need first. And I always say this, there's two things that as coaches, we need to truly understand, and it's our customers' needs and the solutions that we can provide them. And when we hone down on their needs and we can then add the solution part, they will be motivated. They will be motivated to join us. But if they're not motivated, then that's why they'll say, oh, it's not worth it. It costs too much. They'll give us the cost objections. And I'm telling you, this here gives some awesome examples and some questions that you can ask your customers, your potential customers or coaches, like how to get them away from feeling like it's not worth it to invest in their health. But again, it's because the cost of the need they have, it has to be greater than, you know, they have to be motivated. And they're going to be motivated if we really hone down on their need and we, you know, kind of reiterate it in our conversations. So the last part here, okay, is the 4 phases of inviting. Okay, and inviting is matching their needs and solutions, then helping them make the decision to start. Okay, again, we have to match their needs and solutions and then worry about helping them get started. But until we can focus on what do you struggle with when it comes to nutrition, and they tell you portion control or junk food, or they tell you, I don't know what to eat. Oh, okay, well, you know what? In my challenge, I will provide you a step-by-step guide on what foods you can eat, you know, and you get to choose the different foods. I also provide a meal plan. It sounds like you need something to follow, you know, Monday through Sunday, and I will provide you that. And so you paraphrase what their need is with what you can provide them in your challenge group. And as you can see, I haven't even said, oh, I have a 21-day fix program and you're going to use these containers and you'll drink Shakeology. No, because if you do that, that only coaches understand what 21-day fix is. They don't. So you have to break it down to, okay, so how much time do you have? And you ask them, well, I only have 30 minutes. Okay, now, if you have 30 minutes, now let me ask you this. What type of exercise do you prefer? Do you prefer, you know, cardio or lifting weights or a little bit of both? Do you like kickboxing or dance or yoga, you know, something like hip hop? And you break it down to their terms. You cannot be speaking to a potential customers like if they were coaches, because they're not going to understand what BOD is. They don't know what Beachbody on Demand is. They don't know what My Challenge Tracker is. We have to break down those barriers and share with them in lay term words like, oh, you know what, I will add you to a private group, which is like a fitness app where you will check in with your workouts and you will check in with your meals. And that way, as your coach, I can make sure that you are staying on track. And if I don't see you check in, then that's how I will know to check in on you and keep you accountable, because you are investing in me as your coach. And I want to make sure that you get results. And then I will ask, does this sound like something you need to make sure you don't fall off track and you reach your goal of, you know, and then your goal of 50 pounds or your goal of eating healthy? You always paraphrase their need. You have to match their need with the solution, and the solution is keeping them accountable in this fitness app, which we call My Challenge Tracker. But a person who has never been a part of Beachbody, they're not going to understand that. So very, very important to make sure that we break that barrier down. And again, some great tips here. And these 4 phases of inviting are so important, okay? And obviously the follow-up. It's gonna take sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 times to follow up before a person commits. And I love this guide here because it gives us examples of what to say when we follow up. I have many examples in our files section in our team page. So if these examples here are not enough for you, you can always go through our training and double check on what works for you. And to make it easier for you, save them, because it's always going to be the same objections, the same questions, the same responses, just a little different, tailored to the person that you're talking to. After 4 years, the conversations, the only difference is, what kind of struggles, maybe if they're taking medications or their lifestyles, but it's pretty much the same thing because we're in the health and fitness business. So our conversations are around the same topic. We're not talking about, teaching people how to swim or teaching people how to create a robot. No, it's all health and fitness. So our conversations will be pretty much the same, except it just changes as far as what type of program we'll recommend, unless you just want to do a 21-day challenge, right? And so that's where you decide what kind of group you want to host for the people you're inviting. And because I work with a lot of busy working moms, 21-day fix, and these moms struggle with nutrition. So to me, 21-day fix is the go-to unless they are, pretty advanced in their fitness. Then I recommend possibly hammer and chisel or or MMA if they don't like weights. So I recommend a more, intense workout. But the only way that I can give that recommendation or solution is by first knowing their needs. Do they prefer this type of workout versus 21-day fix? Do they not want a beginner level? What do they need? And then I make sure and spend a lot of time in that first and second phase. To be honest with you, you're going to spend the most time in phases 1 and 2 that you see here on the screen. I'm being very honest with you. This is where you need to kind of just chill and talk to them and get on the phone with them and meet with them. But this is the part, phases 1 and 2. And 2, to be honest with you, it should be your bulk of your conversations, like 10 messages or more. And phase 3, sharing information and getting feedback, is more like, okay, so in my challenge, you'll follow a meal plan where I will tell you what to eat, and you'll learn how much to eat using containers to help you, with food measurements. And, is this something that will work for you? And you get feedback. And when they give you feedback, then you ask another question. Okay, so since you mentioned that you struggle with time, then you're going to, you will replace one meal with Shakeology, which is not a protein shake, but it will help you to stay on track with your nutrition on those busy days that you're telling me sometimes you don't even have time to come home and eat. And when you do get home, it's late. So I want to make sure that you have a full meal to go before you get home. Does this sound like something that would work for you? And then they give you feedback and you take it from there. So then the last phase also, that is where it's such an important part. You don't need to spend a lot of time on phase 4, but phase 1 and 2, yes, even 3 a little bit more, but the first 2 phases, I'm telling you, that's super important. And then of course the follow-up. You either follow up with the person, you follow up with their need, you follow up if they have any questions on the information that you shared, or you follow up to see if it's something they can see themselves succeeding in, right? And I love this here. I love that they provide us an example of a screenshot, which is something that I always ask from you guys who are struggling with your conversations, because the screenshots will show me what did you say at the beginning. And what I see a lot of the times is that we'll ask one question like, hey, you know, we'll send this, and then they tell us our goals, and then boom, coaches tend to already want to, they skip phase 2 and go to phase 3. And that's right there. Your potential client is like, already knows, oh, this person just wants to sell me something. That's where the intent, they know the intent. And that's, you know, this is why you have to spend more time in phase 1 and phase 2. Because if you ask them a question and they say, sure, you know, tell me more, and then you go straight to phase 3 without identifying their need, then they're not going, the deal there is done. They won't join you. They can feel it that you're not sincere and you're just there for the sale. And we're not salespeople, we're shares people. So let them share, let them tell you what they need, but you have to initiate those conversations. And this is where, okay, well, what do I say? Here we go. These are the questions that you can reach out or say to people you know but not well, people you don't know. And then, you know, I mean, each one of these forming steps is important for your warm market and your warm market. And you should have way more cold market, because those are the 3 to 5 new people you're adding every single day. And what I like to do is at the beginning of the week, I will add the number of friends I have. I will put it on my calendar. And then next Thursday, I will check to see how many people did I add. So I keep track of my friends. And if I'm not adding at least 30 or more friends in 1 week, then I know that my business is going to suffer. Okay, so our business, if you do not work your cold market or build your cold market, and you don't have people to talk to, then you cannot grow a business. There's no way, because like I said earlier, you cannot have a successful organization with just your family and friends. It's not going to happen. And don't get too worried about being friends with your cold market. You're there to help them achieve results. Yes, you care for them, and yes, you're genuine, but you cannot sit there and try to be friends, like have lunch or have coffee or do it with every single person in your cold market. That's impossible. So I don't want you guys to feel that pressure at all, okay? And so again, like we said, phase 1, you form them, you build a relationship. These are the 2 phases that you're spending the most time, and you identify a need. And here are some questions that you can ask when you identify the need. Like, what is it that they need, right? And here is the purpose, and here's some questions, okay? And it's super simple, but you do need to take the time to look, okay, how can I identify a need of a customer? And again, the need is, you know, do they want to lose 30, 40 pounds? Why? Why do they want to lose 30, 40 pounds? Yes, a lot of people want to lose weight, but why? Do they have health issues? Are they pre-diabetic? Does heart disease run in their family? Do they have kids, and do they feel super tired that they can't hang out with their kids? Why? Why do they want to lose 30, 40 pounds? And this is why in my Fuego Fit Challenge workbook, I have my challengers list the 10 reasons why they're on this journey. And to be honest with you, it has more to do than the number on the scale. So they can go hiking, so they can prevent heart disease or diabetes, or, you know, or to be good role models for their kids, and to be happy, or to fit into a dress for a wedding or for a quinceañera or a party. The reasons are huge. Their need, guys, is more than just the number on the scale. So this is why we need to spend a lot of time identifying their need. And here are some great questions and great examples, okay? And again, you have to make sure you say, did I miss anything that's important for you? And then you can move on to phase 3, which is sharing the information and getting feedback. Okay, so, you know, this is what I have to provide for you. And this in my challenge, this is what I provide in my challenge, because it is in your challenge, right? That's what you're inviting them to. And if you have to break down what a challenge is, you can say in my health and fitness group, but keep it simple. Don't talk organic. Don't talk, don't vomit all the ingredients in Shakeology. They don't need to know that. They just need to know, how is Shakeology going to fit their need? And we know there's many reasons how Shakeology helps fits people needs, right? And if you're not too sure about that, then get to your coach online office, check out the Shakeology product toolkit, and there are some important like talking points, okay? Or ask your team, post in the group or post on the team page. And here's how you can get some more feedback, right? After you've shared some information. Do you see this as something that would address your goal of losing 30 or 40 pounds and preventing diabetes, right? You have to restate their need, right? And I love these questions. They're like, this invitation guide nailed it, guys, because it broke it down through the invitation process. Like people say, invite, invite, invite. Well, what do you mean by that? This guide here simplifies it. It tells you everything, but you do have to take the time to go through it, right? So I love this. It's such a great tool, and I really hope that you guys take the time to learn these steps. This guide is broken down into 3 sections, and the last section, like I said, talks about the 4 phases: forming a relationship, identifying a need, you sharing the info and getting feedback, and then the last part, assuming success. And I love that they provided it as an example, because this is what I say to my people. Like, I don't say, well, if you decide to join, then this is what's going to happen. No, I say, I am so ready to help you. You are going to love this, and I know you're going to do great. And, and because I do know that if they follow this, they too can get results. So you have to assume success for them. Why? Because you know what it's like to be successful. Every single one of you here on the team has achieved results. So you can assume success for a person who follows the workout calendar, who follows the nutrition plan, who drinks Shakeology, and who is in your challenge group. You can assume success for them because you are a product of this challenge as well. Every single one of you here has been a part of a challenge group, and you know what it takes to be successful and how to achieve results. So you too can assume success for the people that you are inviting, your friends, family, cold market, warm market, to your challenge groups. And then you follow up, guys. Following up is golden. It's golden because some people are not ready. And I love that in this follow-up, it says, do not take no's personal. You can't. You just simply cannot. Like, it has nothing to do with you if someone isn't ready. They're not ready, especially if it's someone in your cold market, someone you've never met before, and they said no. Why do you take it personal? You don't even know these people. So do not take it personal when someone tells you no. And if you're still taking those no's personal, I suggest you do some heavy personal development and, in a book, and truly commit to maybe reading the 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. Girl Boss is another good one. Let's see, Failing Forward by J.C. Maxwell. I'm looking over at my books. Failing Forward is a great one. Go Pro. That is the basics of forming relationships with people and what you need to do to add people to your cold market and how to follow up. And those strategies are aligned in GoPro. So if you don't have the audio, get the audio. If you don't have the audio, get the book on Audible, on Amazon. I truly, I'm telling you guys, if you stick to this guide and you learn it and you relearn it and just have it there when you're talking to people, you will get momentum in your invitations. And then, like I said, you will get people to join you in your challenge groups. And every month, you will just get better and better at this invitation process. There's nothing that I can do more other than to actually do the conversations for you. And that's something that's impossible because you cannot duplicate that. You can duplicate this. This is a training that can be duplicatable because if a person is struggling with, let's see, okay, how do I close the deal? Then you tell them, okay, you need to go to phase 3 of the invitation guide. You need to go to, or if a person doesn't know how to identify someone's need, then you will tell a new coach, you know what, I need you to take a look at phase 2 in the invitation guide, and that's going to give you some examples of how to identify a need of your customer or your potential person. This is how you duplicate a system or a training. Now, how you speak to them, you have to find your groove. If you have to put your own style into your conversations, like you cannot expect to talk to someone using my style, because we all have different styles of speaking with people. So again, this system here, guys, I cannot stress enough how amazing it is. This guide here is on point. So this here, 1 and 2, important, guys. So make sure that you download this and you save it and you ask questions and you learn it and apply it, go through it, but do not stop. Do not get frustrated. Do not get frustrated, because getting frustrated is only going to put a mental roadblock. This has to be fun, and it is fun, because remember, the end result is helping change people's lives. Like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I want each one of you guys to experience that every single time you host a challenge group, of even in a free group, when people tell you, oh my God, I just learned how to cook like this full meal for my family, and this is only in a free group. That right there is like amazing. So do not devalue the importance of creating experiences for your cold market. This here, guys, is golden. Do not think that when you're hosting a free group every month that it has like no value. This is actually where you can provide the most value, and people will say, you know what? They did this for free. They may not tell you, but they do recognize that. And if you want, also, if you still need some help in learning how to run a free challenge group, go to Module 6 in the Business in a Box Evernote. Module 6, and there is a training on how to run a successful free challenge, which is the same for a challenge group. The awesome part about our challenge groups is that Beachbody provides us challenge group guides. So this here, getting good at this part here, the rest is taken care of for you. Of course, you have to put in the work daily, but I'm telling you guys, this invitation process guide is great. Please take the time to take a look at it. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. All right, guys, have a great day. And I'm looking forward to all your success, all your questions, and some amazing successful stories coming out of your challenge groups. Thank you.